There are dozens of AI tools out there, but which one should you actually use? I know it could get pretty overwhelming and pretty confusing, so by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which AI model to use for which purpose. In this video specifically, we're going to be visiting ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Grok. But before we get into all of that, I need you to understand first what is an LLM. So LLM is essentially a fancy term for a large language model, and it just means that it's really good at understanding and using words. The best way to explain this is imagine having a super smart robot friend that has read millions of books, has access to the internet, and also different conversations. And now you can simply talk to it as if it were a super helpful friend. You can ask it questions and it'll answer. You can tell it what you're working on, it'll help you write, plan, brainstorm, strategize, you name it. Something that's overlooked, especially for beginners in this space, is picking the right tool for the right task. Not every LLM is built the same and it's not trained the same. So you have to understand what they're built for, what they're built off of, and where their strengths lie. The way I describe it is you can't necessarily be a chef and try cutting a steak with a spatula. If you're not using the right tool, it's going to be a lot harder. So ChatGPT, for example, in my opinion, it's the most versatile and it's the most popularized for a reason. That's what they're trying to be. It's the best all-around assistant. It can be good for coding, content creation, brainstorming, and their image generation has gotten quite good. They also have a massive plugin ecosystem, especially if you're a pro user, and you can develop custom GPTs, which are essentially just custom apps trained on specific knowledge that you upload and different prompts that you actually assign to the app, so it can give you a specific output on a specific subject. In my opinion, ChatGPT is great for users that just want versatility and access to these different tools. But keep that in mind, it can be a little bit safe when it comes to providing insights and how it responds, and it's kind of like a people pleaser, kind of like a yes man, so just something to be aware of. Next, we have Claude. Claude is great for deep reasoning or long context. In my opinion, it's also amazing at writing. So anything that has to do with creative writing, copywriting, website writing, Claude is your go-to. It's also incredibly helpful with long documents, nuanced decision making, and different coding challenges. So if you're specifically a founder working with complex data perhaps, creative writing, strategic planning, or some sort of developmental challenge, you may want to check out Claude. Next, we have Google Gemini. So one of the superpowers of Google Gemini is that it literally has access to Google. So if you're using Google Workspace, it can be incredibly nifty because it plugs in directly, and it can be very helpful because you can bounce around different data points included in your Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Drives. So it just fits in really nicely into that Google ecosystem. It's also really good at tasks involving images, any sort of web data, or real-time info. But overall, it is a very solid and slept-on choice. Lastly, we have Grok, and its superpower is just real-time and X-native personality. So this is actually developed by Elon and his team at X, so a lot of it is going to be trained off of the real-time data that you have on Twitter as well. So it's really good at staying on top of trends, cultural commentary, or anything related to Twitter native workflows. This can be ideal for creators that are writing trends, memeing, or operating on X. But the weakness is that it does have some limited capabilities, even though I'm sure it'll catch up very, very soon. It also has a little bit of a personality to it. I kind of describe it as like that uncle at Thanksgiving that says what everyone's thinking, but no one has the courage to actually say. So yeah, that's Grok. Next, we want to go ahead and take each of these for a spin. So I came up with this concept that we are an AI solopreneur and we want to start an AI related business. I created a different prompt for each one of these platforms to kind of highlight its strengths and how you could potentially use it so you can get inspiration on how to integrate it into your day-to-day. Let's start with ChatGPT. So the prompt here is act as an AI startup strategist, create a 30-day launch plan for a solo entrepreneur building a digital product using AI. Include weekly goals, must-use tools, and suggested automations to stay lean and move fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this directly into ChatGPT, and we're going to go ahead and check out the output. Okay, cool. So here it's telling us the tools we're going to be using, weekly breakdown. Awesome. Week 2, MVP build, content machine. So its output is very visually appealing. It's very user-friendly. It's very straightforward. I think ChatGPT, honestly, is one of the best tools you can use just for all-around usage. Week 3, distribution engine. Week 4, launch and scale. Awesome. 30-day success metrics. Cool. So here, basically, we already have our playbook. Okay, next we're going to use Claude to actually help us develop the website copy because, again, I think Claude really shines with copywriting. Another notable mention is its coding capabilities. It's really good at reasoning and developing different code based off of whatever challenges you're facing. In this case, it says, using the 30-day AI solopreneur launch plan I provided below, which I'll go ahead and attach from ChatGPT into Claude, write 3 polished landing page headlines and a compelling email welcome sequence designed to convert early adopters. Prioritize clarity, tone, structure, no fluff. So let's go ahead and copy this. Go ahead and copy and paste that. As you can see here, I already copy and pasted the output from ChatGPT to provide context on what I'm asking for within Claude. Okay, cool. It's giving me different options here. Transformation focus, speed efficiency focus, welcome email sequences, hi name, welcome, you just got access to the exact system that helps solopreneurs launch profitable AI products in 30 days, email case study, social proof. Very cool. So as you can see, copywriting is definitely something that Claude shines with. In my opinion, it has the best tone, it's the most human, so definitely look into it if that's your use case. Next, we have Google Gemini. So what I want to do with Google here is basically do a search around Google to see what different trends are, news headlines, market chatter, and overall, like, get an understanding of how feasible this business plan actually is. So what we're going to do is copy and paste that into Gemini and see what output it gives us. Focused approach. The current market is experiencing explosive growth with global AI market valued at hundreds of billions of dollars. Cool. 3 market opportunities, agentic AI, hyper-personalization, specialized AI niche industries, potential risks in saturated areas. As you can see here, really effective if you just want to kind of like play around with the different personalities of these different LLMs and be able to understand, okay, this LLM can actually shine with this specific task, this one can shine with this one, so on and so forth. And then lastly, we have Grok. So what I want to do with Grok, since it is basically XAI, I want to ask it about what we should do when it comes to Twitter and what the current conversations are within the Twitter ecosystem to see how feasible our business idea actually is. So it says here, scan current conversations on X/Twitter about AI, solopreneurship, digital products, and creator tools. Based on that, give me real-time pulse check. What are people hyped about? What are they skeptical of? What trending opinions or memes should I align with or avoid in my 30-day launch strategy? Bam. And let's see. So one of the cool things here is that it can actually scrape Twitter and see what the overall sentiment in a specific market is. So it's almost like having a real-time feedback or sort of like market feedback on something you haven't even launched yet. Because sometimes when it comes to developing ideas, we all think our ideas are brilliant and whatnot, but we don't really have a pulse check on what's going on outside of our own little echo chamber. So this is a great way to actually tap into that. Automation and efficiency. Solopreneurs are excited about automating passive income streams, digital products like Notion templates, online courses, etc. Sentiment. Solopreneurs are excited about craving out niche audiences. What are people skeptical of? Very important as well. So this is great. Just being able to actually get into the heads of different people based off of the overall sentiment on what people are sharing within X is a very valuable way to actually use Grok. So now that you have a better understanding of all these different LLMs, what their strengths are, what their use cases are, I think it'll give you a lot more perspective in knowing, okay, if I want to do X task, maybe this tool is best for me. That's pretty much it for this talk. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.